Okay, and the last part of the wellness module is the practical application section. So the first question is, what are some behaviors that you could change that would help you move toward wellness? For me, definitely having more of a regular sleep schedule would be super helpful, and being just allowing myself to have more rest in general. I do not have a lot of discipline when it comes to making myself go to bed at a certain time. I think a lot of it is that like revenge bedtime where I spend all day being too productive, which is the other thing I need to change. I need to rest more. That I didn't have a lot of time to like do what I wanted or to like socially connect and whatnot. And so I will um not be on my game in the evenings to make sure that I can actually get in bed even if I'm tired. My body will be clearly telling me I need to go to bed and I will still continue to do things. And then also just during the day, not allowing myself to rest very much, just being in kind of in a constant state of getting things done and being hyper productive. So that's my natural state. I have to really try to slow that down. Number two, what barriers do you face that make changing your behaviors difficult? Well, with the sleeping thing, I have ADHD, so I experience a lot of time blindness. So that's one issue. So I don't like I could be doing something that feels like it takes 15 minutes and it actually took an hour. And so time just kind of floats by in the evenings without me realize it, and all of a sudden it's midnight and I have not accomplished what I need to do to get and I'm not in bed yet. It's a problem. And also just not maintaining time boundaries with other people. Like in the evenings is usually when I catch up on a lot of like messages and talking to people and just social interaction and whatnot. And there'll be many moments where I need to go to sleep, but I prioritize talking instead when I need to put my health first. So those are so I guess social behavior is a barrier. And then for the not letting myself rest part, a barrier is definitely a very strongly programmed productivity mindset, which I'm constantly trying to undo. It's very difficult. And the laziness shaming. All right. Number three, what resources do you have available to you that would help you at least make improvements in your behaviors? So for the time blindness stuff, I can use phone alarms to help me stay on track, and maybe I can put some little notes in my alarms when it goes off to say like, hey, it's okay to talk to people, but not all night. Make sure you honor your boundaries. Socializing is important, but sleeping is also very important. But yeah, just using the tools that I have to help to assist the ways in which my brain struggles. And then also with the allowing myself to rest more, just having better self-talk to help with that like repetition part of deprogramming. So that I don't have that productivity mindset as much anymore. So just when I become aware that I've been pushing myself to just do a lot of things and not rest, to stop myself and go, oh, hold on a second. Maybe I don't always have to be productive. Let's just be for a little bit. Let's just exist. Let's meditate. Let's just take a rest, do some yoga, read a book, or do nothing. Just talking to myself differently to try to rewire that and being more consistent about it. Number four, how would your life look if you had greater health and made wellness a priority? What could you accomplish or be able to enjoy more? Well, if I had a regular sleep schedule, I would definitely have a lot more energy, which would improve my life in a million ways. I wouldn't feel so tired and run down all the time. I wouldn't feel like I didn't have enough time to get everything done because I'm running out of energy at the end of the day. I would just feel more stable in general, and like I can work a lot more efficiently and then have more free time and just get things done in a healthier way when I have like energy and the ability. Obviously, you can focus better. You'd be more efficient when you're not tired. Um, and then same thing with the resting. If I allowed myself to rest more, I wouldn't feel like I'm burning the candle at both ends all the time. Right. Number five, shame is not a helpful motivator. We're going to say that a lot in this program. Are there any things that you shame yourself for regarding your health, body, mind, and spirit? Think of the voice of your inner critic, which is where shame comes from. So for me, I struggle with perfectionism a lot. So a lot of my shame thoughts are related to just in general being imperfect. in like all the ways, and especially in the ways in which I struggle to function, because I do have a lot of, neurodivergent, have a lot of neurological issues, and sometimes it makes it hard to do things in the way I wish that I could, or as fast or efficient, or whatever. So then that's when the shame brain will come in. Like if, for example, I struggle with like productive procrastination, and the shame brain will come in and be like, why can't you just get yourself to do what you need to do when you need to do it, instead of having this whole drama around it. Um, so you just have to talk back to it and be able to not let it take over your brain and shame you for all the things that are not actually a problem or that can be managed. And then also it shames me for difficulty controlling my behavior. Because again, I have, part of ADHD is impulsivity. So sometimes I have poor impulse control, or just difficulty with like discipline in general, like I was saying earlier with like sleeping and whatnot. And my inner critic will often shame me for like, you know, um, doing things without thinking about it first, or just doing impulsive things, or not being able to be like feel like I'm fully in control of myself all the time, because my inner critic wants me to be perfect and doing everything I'm supposed quote unquote supposed to be doing at all moments, and so when I'm not, it tries to kind of like beat me back into submission. So it becomes a power struggle within me, and it's very difficult. So there's a lot that goes into that, but I'm sure a lot of people would resonate with that. But perfectionism and just like difficulty managing mental health, I guess, and behavior are big areas of shame for me. All right, the next one's not a question, just kind of a tip, but we want to try to balance self-acceptance and compassion for where you are right now with taking your power back from harmful industries. This allows you to be able to love and accept yourself as you are right now, while also being motivated to keep moving in the direction of wellness. So below are some examples of simple action steps you could take to improve your wellness, such as eating nutritious whole foods, engaging in regular joyful movement, getting enough sleep, reducing or eliminating harmful substances, practicing gratitude and setting daily intentions, saying positive affirmations, practicing mindfulness, journaling, allowing yourself to feel and express emotions, establishing healthy boundaries with others, spending time in nature, putting your bare feet on the ground, and developing a spiritual practice that allows you to connect to a higher power, whatever that looks like for you. Next, you want to set a daily intention each morning to focus on wellness in whatever way you can that day. Setting intentions makes us more likely to follow through on working towards your goals. You can do this in many ways. You can do this, I think it's helpful to write it down. But you don't have to. You can do it verbally. You can write it on a mirror or on a marker board. You can have I heavily recommend, if you're willing, to have a daily journal, and so you can write it in there. If you use the Walking in Balance planner, there's a little section for each day to set your morning intentions for kind of what you want to focus on that day and how you want to make even a small improvement towards your wellness. And finally, you want to examine the ways in which you have learned how to cope with life so far to determine what is working for you and what is harming you. Remember not to shame yourself for using survival strategies that have been harmful in some ways. It likely made sense at one point in time for us to engage in harmful coping methods because it was all we knew or had available to us at a different point in our lives. And don't forget, and this is true for all the sections, but at the end of each section, there's a notes section. So you can add additional thoughts that you had, or just things you want to remember, questions that you have that you want to ask later, things of that nature. All right, that's the end of the wellness module. So we'll see you next in the mindfulness module.